Hello, everyone, and welcome back to just your favorite podcast. We had a week break, but as always, your two lovely hosts, me and you.
It's me, you.
No, you're you. I'm me.
Yeah, I'm your you.
No,
Me, you.
you, me.
You, me. No.
Me, you.
Me, you. You, me.
Gotcha. All right, so yeah, so we missed a week last week, obviously. You here had a lovely vacation he needed to go on. He didn't follow my plan by plan, step by step.
Sadly not.
Yeah, so it didn't work out the way we thought it would. But start off, right off immediately. How was your vacation?
It was, you know what? I'd been working a lot and just constantly had a schedule going on. And it was really nice to just relax and just anything that there was a schedule to do was just stuff to have fun and chill out. Just being able to lay back on the beach, read a book a lot.
You read
I dug
book?
a really big hole to bury myself in. That too. Rode some bikes on a boardwalk. The good stuff. And that's honestly all I needed was just some time to just put my feet up and chill out. And now I'm ready to just get back into things.
I like it. Here in 2 weeks, I'll be going on my own vacation for a week.
Hell yeah. Where you going?
We're going, I think, to Ocean City, Maryland.
Not Ocean City, New Jersey?
No. My stepmother's family, like her uncle or something, owns a beach house, so we always just go there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
We're not rich. It's just
No,
yeah,
I get it.
it's in the family, so it all worked out.
Yeah. The place we went to at Wildwood, New Jersey is a condo that's owned by my dad's friend who gives us a discount.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, but we go up there. I'll be up there for a week. I'll hate it and complain because I don't like going to the beach. There's no internet. There's no Wi-Fi. Yeah, it's nice to get away from everything, but it's not my ideal vacation. My ideal vacation is just staying here and playing fucking Lego Lord of the Rings or something.
Yeah, the condo I went to had Wi-Fi, so a blessing. They had their own router there.
Yeah, Wi-Fi really is just the thing you need, I know I'm not going to
running
bring
water.
Yeah, I know I'm not going to bring my computer with me. Obviously, that was never a plan. But I don't want to use my mobile data. Just
Right.
sucks. It just ugh. Whatever though. There's no cable either. So, yeah. So we just have to bring a lot of DVDs.
Yeah. I'll lend you my entire boxed set of the first 2 seasons of SpongeBob.
I appreciate the offer.
Yeah, no problem.
But
It's an heirloom.
I'll probably just get stuck watching Hulu on my phone or something, though. Yeah, but Katie's actually going to be coming along this weekend, so it's going to be really cool. Not weekend, this week. So, yeah, she has a huge DVD collection. I'll just ask her to bring some. So
Mooch off of her.
Yes, that's what we do in this loving relationship.
That's what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Mooch off of each other. It's a beautiful relationship.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. Ethan.
Yes, Brian.
Like I was saying off the podcast right before we started, it's funny, I don't actually have that much to talk about.
Yeah, same.
Because I just feel like the past 2 weeks haven't been that interesting. Okay, I got my license. I'm an 8-year-old man.
That's big.
Finally got my license. Huge thing.
Big boy.
Oh, I guess I can tell you about the experience. It was nerve-wracking, and we did parallel parking first thing.
Oh.
Right? Shit was a little janky. Shit was a little messed up. Okay, I almost didn't get it.
Oh.
Thing is
that
I was just really nervous, and I wasn't quite. So they have this gold rectangle. I wasn't quite in the rectangle. I was just a little bit out of it.
Right.
So I had to, I had a few more turns to get in. Because I was given 3 forwards and 3 backwards. and I only had used one of each, so I still had plenty of
Oh.
stuff. But at that point, you're just like, now what do I do? You know?
Right.
Then it's just a fucking puzzle game. It's just like, But then I ended up going through it just fine. And, you know, when I'm nervous, I like to crack a joke or two, you know, because it helps me calm down.
Right.
And there was like 7 people trying to turn left. And the instructor tells me, oh, drive over here and take a left at the next stop sign. And we just are behind like 7 or 8 people trying to take a left out of this shopping center, right? And I'm like, man, there's a lot of people trying to turn left right now. But I do it in a funny voice. And I look at her for a split second. Nothing. Nothing.
I know, dude. They are.
Oh my god. I'm
They
like,
are
oh
brutal.
god. I'm like, mentally, I'm like, give me something, lady. Oh my gosh. She was
Half
dressed
the
like...
battle. Half the battle is just like mentally battling against the person sitting next to you.
Oh my gosh. And it's funny because since then, since I've been driving myself, right? This only happened a few days ago. I haven't felt that nervousness, but I still feel that woman sitting next to me. It's like she left like a
judging presence.
like an aura. It's like, dude,
She's tainted the
it's like
car.
you're not even here anymore.
Name the car after her.
But,
She's claimed it.
I've already named the car Charles Dickens. I don't think that's her name.
Just change her name. Change her name to fit the car.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, when I went driving, half of my nervousness. That's the thing is, I'm a good driver.
Yeah.
It's just once I have someone in the car that I know that is judging me, I start driving bad. Like I can drive my friends around and I'll do great.
Yeah.
The second like my dad's in the front seat with me, it's like, oh no, I'm doing everything wrong, and he knows.
Yeah, that's kind
And
of
like,
I definitely feel that because I definitely felt this freedom when I got in the car by myself. Of just like, I could go 65 right now and no one would care except for the people
Right.
around me. Do I do that? No, obviously not. I'll go maybe a 45. Maybe I'll go 45 and a 40, but that's about it. I'm not trying to kill
you
myself
can't go
here.
any faster on Pennsylvania roads.
Mm,
You cannot go any faster.
Brian was going 80.
Yeah, well, Brian's like a special little case. Everyone in the car is grabbing like the handrails and stuff, so
He was going 80.
he puts
we
the fear
we
of
almost
God
hit
into
3
people.
different deer.
Exactly, he's a special case.
Yeah, that was a very terrifying night.
It was, but it was also something I realized about that night
What?
is that it's a very comforting memory of driving home from that night. Actually,
That was not the
Because-
night that I was talking about, not the Dave and Buster's
Oh.
night, but I do agree that was very comforting.
driving back to your house was a good time. Had a lot of laughs.
Yeah.
But once I got into my car, that's where, like, this warm feeling of a comforting memory starts.
Mm-hmm.
Where like, so I didn't have my driving glasses,
Mhm.
so lights are really bright and like glaring
Right.
at night, and so I was really worried about that. And I start driving, and I don't really have a chance to eat my, quesadilla from Wawa, so I'm
Right.
just kind of like going at a brisk pace. But like I don't meet anyone else on the road, and it's not even raining, but like it's lightning still, and the lightning's big, it's close, it's lighting up the entire sky, like the entire road is white. And I
Mhm.
could see everything for a long time too. It's not even like a split second, it's like full seconds. And it doesn't rain like whatsoever, and it's that kind of night where it's still bright out, like you can see the tree lines and stuff, and like
Mhm.
see the clouds,
Right.
which I love. I absolutely love that. And it was really peaceful, and I didn't see like a single car, and I'm like on like 273 and stuff. I'm on main roads, and there's just nobody else but me.
Mm.
And like finally I'm like 2 minutes out from my house, and it starts to pitter patter a little. And by the time I'm on the driveway, it's raining down.
Mhm.
So then I'm sitting there in my kitchen, got windows all around me, and I'm just enjoying my quesadilla, standing while eating with the rain hitting the windows and lightning just lighting up the sky. It was very nice.
Right.
It's a very nice memory I have.
That's good.
I know there's nothing to really say about that, but it is a very nice memory that I like. I remembered like 2 or 3 days ago, and I like thinking about it.
Oh my god. Okay. You know, my favorite part about what's happening right now is I can't hear him. My internet's being really shitty, so he's cutting
But
out.
you
for
can't
me.
hear me?
For a second there, I couldn't
No.
hear you.
No.
The reason I'm laughing so much is that I just realized that there's a GIF or GIF thing on Discord,
Uh-huh.
and if you click on it, it has all these like random GIFs. And I typed in
Oh.
Minion, and I just sent him one of a Minion in a thong, basically. And it was just funny to me. Not this, it's just the randomness of it. Just like, oh man, I love the sky. I love this kind of night. Minion shaking ass. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your story. That was just so funny.
No, it's alright.
Speaking of fun stories,
Yes.
yeah, I needed dinner last night. Okay, this is literally last night, and so, you know, I work at a restaurant, so you know it's pretty easy to get food. And so I put in my normal cheesesteak order, which consists of ketchup, mayo, bacon, fried onions. Right,
Okay.
nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Right. I also ended up ordering stuff for my dad because it was just me and him. Right. Whatever. I bring it back to my house. Remember, I had already paid for it. I had gone through this whole situation. Right. Literally, I ordered it at 7:30. I left work at 8. Got home probably around 8:30. Because I stopped at a gas station. I get home. I take all the stuff out of the bag. Give my dad his food and his mozzarella sticks. I open up my cheesesteak. I'm very excited to eat my cheesesteak because the funny thing was that my dad was watching this movie called Jiu-Jitsu that has Nick Cage in it, and he was telling me how terrible it was, and it had me cracking my ass off. Yeah, maybe not the fanatic levels of bad, but it definitely looked bad from like the 10 minutes I saw of it. And I'm opening up my cheesesteak. I'm super excited. And I noticed something's a little off. I'm like, huh. Weird. I open it up. I don't see any bacon. I see hot peppers.
Oh.
Now I'm thinking to myself, did they mess up? And I'm like, no, how would they thought bacon was hot peppers? And then I'm thinking back to the exact moment when I put it in. I never re-looked at what I put in. And then I'm thinking to myself, did I click hot peppers instead of bacon? And the bag, normally we give the bags to the customers, but we take the tickets off of them, right? Just in case they don't see any possible mistakes going in through going into the computer.
Right.
So we take that off. But because I work there and I have direct access to the stuff, I just grab the bag with the ticket on it. So I take a look at the ticket. There's hot peppers. There's fried onions, hot peppers, mayo, ketchup. I'm thinking to myself, damn, I'm really fucking stupid. And I was like, haven't I had hot peppers from here before? I don't remember them being that bad. I don't remember them being that hot. Mind you, I can barely handle anything hot. But I remember eating them before and being like, these aren't that bad. Or so I thought.
Oh.
Well, I take one bite of this cheesesteak. Ethan.
Yeah.
My mouth
On
falling
fire?
apart, literally on fire, melting. I don't even know what happened. There was like 2 small bits of hot pepper in there, and I'm dying. And my dad was like, "You want the other half of my my sausage parm sandwich?" And I'm like, "No, Dad. I ordered this. I must finish it."
You're gonna suffer through.
I finished that half of cheesesteak, half of that cheesesteak, and the other half's in the fridge that I'm gonna eat tomorrow. And I kid you not, because I hadn't pooped after that. I woke up the next day. I took a shit.
Uh-huh.
Asshole burning. I, I, I'm not even joking. it, my asshole was burning. I've never felt a sensation before.
Dude,
I text
are
Katie,
you
I'm like, bro, my asshole's burning right now. She's like, oh my god, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. Just living through it right now.
are you just not into spicy stuff?
No, I never have been.
Oh.
It's just, it's never been my forte. I've always wanted to be because I hate the fact that there's a type of food that can destroy me.
It's not even to enjoy a new type of food. It's to just eliminate your weaknesses.
It really is. I want to be able to go on the hot ones one day. You know?
And just not cry.
Dude, I'll cry after the first sauce.
Yeah, I guess you gotta start working up.
Yeah.
I will be honest, the Wawa, their jalapenos or maybe hot peppers or whatever they're using, those are actually kind of hot. It's kind of surprising.
I mean,
Always surprises me.
it's funny because when you had your graduation, I had the spicy Chick-fil-A sandwich from there. The same mouth burning sensation happened.
Really?
And I suffered
Even
through that too, yeah.
I mean,
I'm very
that
sensitive
has a bit
to
of a... Okay, yeah, I was about to say, because, like, the number 2 spicy chicken deluxe chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A is, it's kind of mild to me.
Speaking of Chick-fil-A, my family bought like the family pack of chicken nuggets you can get from Chick-fil-A.
Yeah?
And mind you, there's maybe like 50 nuggets in this thing.
That's not enough.
It really isn't. There's not really that many nuggets. And apparently my family paid like $35 for it. Was not $35 worth of chicken.
That is not, no.
And I'm like, okay, whatever. It's fine, it's good, right?
Yeah.
Apparently my stepmom asked for more sauces. I kid you not, when I went downstairs and looked inside the bag,
Uh-huh.
there was, for every chicken nugget that was in this bin, there was a sauce.
Oh, no.
We have 50 Chick-fil-A sauces.
That's so many.
Of
They
all-
were like having a sauce shortage. Just like,
All varying
month ago.
types.
what? It's not even one type.
No.
That's cursed.
There was like 10 of each.
It's just too much sauce.
It was too much sauce. And I had Chick-fil-A, the Chick-fil-A sauce again, because 2 or 3 years back I did me and my family lined up all of the Chick-fil-A sauces and we tried each one of them. Right. I don't remember how all of them tasted. So this year, today, when I had Chick-fil-A, I was like, I remember the Polynesian sauce, the Chick-fil-A sauce, and the ranch was pretty good. I always like ranch, so I'm fine with ranch.
I'm not much of a ranch guy.
A
I'm not much of a ranch guy.
lot of people aren't. I understand it.
I'm also not much of a salad guy.
I
in
hate
general,
salads.
So
I
I
look,
just like, they're just not filling. Like, there's no flavor.
yeah,
It's not a meal.
they're just no fun. Like, they really aren't. Yeah, you can add dressings and all that, but like the whole point of the salad is not to have. It's supposed to be a healthier option, but when you're drenching it, if you have to drench it in dressing for it to just taste somewhat decent,
It's just not worth it.
it's not worth it. But I enjoy ranch. Ranch is good, in my opinion. But I understand a lot of people don't like it. Trust me, my dad hates ranch because it's white. It's, you know,
That's it?
yeah. Not joking. He hates mayo because it's white. He hates
Yeah, I
any.
was just about to ask if he
He-
hates mayo.
He hates any white dressing or soup, any white liquid.
Cottage cheese?
No, never.
Ah, good. Okay, good. That's. Has he ever tried cottage cheese with applesauce?
No, he will never try cottage cheese.
Wait. He doesn't like cottage
It's
cheese?
white, dude.
But it's not like a liquid.
He does not care.
Bro. That's not okay. That's just not okay. You can't Look, when I was younger, I didn't like mayo, okay? But now I understand. Now that I'm older, now that I'm wiser, now that I have experience in this world, I like a mayo on my sandwiches
You
and
know
burgers.
you know what the funny thing is though?
What?
My dad likes mayo. He just doesn't like mayo. Let me explain.
So he likes the taste of it, like on his sandwiches and burgers and
He
whatnot, but
likes.
just the-
Yeah, it's a very specific. There's a very specific way he likes something. So,
Okay.
my stepmom, before knowing he didn't like mayo, she would make grilled cheeses with mayo, as like almost like you know how you like butter,
Yeah.
right? She puts mayo there, which was an odd choice, but you know it's each their own. It ended up being pretty good. My dad didn't know that for a long time, and so he'd eat the grilled cheese sandwiches just fine. And then one day, he walks in on her making grilled cheese sandwiches, and he is disgusted. and she's like,
Oh,
"I've been
no.
making this sandwich like this forever. You've had it plenty of times." And he's like, "I will not eat that grilled cheese sandwich. I will not do it." My dad has to be sent into another room before my stepmom can put mayo in anything.
Yes. Oh no.
He gets sick looking at mayonnaise.
What? He just has to be manipulated and misled.
Okay.
He needs to be
He
tricked
does-
into eating mayo.
He does this with a lot of other things too, but mayo's like the big one, right?
Uh-huh.
Like goat cheese. He likes the taste of certain goat cheeses, but as soon as he learns that it's goat cheese, he will never eat it again.
That's
He's disgusted
wild.
by it.
I mean, he's sticking to his guns, but still.
But it's only with that stuff. He loves white desserts. It's literally just like dressings and salads or white things that aren't sweet, basically.
That's very strange.
Yep. So, I think everyone can forgive me for not being the most spice sensitive, okay? I mean, at least I'm not crazy.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Fair enough.
So, back to the original thing. I was trying out the Chick-fil-A sauce for the first time in super long. Because, again, I mean, I haven't had Chick-fil-A in a while because I'm dating Katie, and she's bisexual, and she doesn't approve of how Chick-fil-A's CEO is anti-gay, basically, which is completely understandable. I back her on that completely. I don't care. I want food. You know, I don't care. I am very selfish when it comes to food.
Yep. Fair enough.
But even though I am pretty selfish about food, I try to avoid Chick-fil-A. She says she doesn't care, but I feel better knowing that I'm avoiding it, you know?
Right.
That
That makes sense.
So instead of Chick-fil-A, I'd be like, oh, can we go to Popeyes? Or something. Right? And thus I've learned Popeyes is better, but, you know, sometimes you want Chick-fil-A waffle fries. But out of respect,
Wait, who got
you can't.
waffle fries?
You can't get them, you know. But it really is a personal decision. So I'm trying it out and I'm tasting it. I'm like dipping every single chicken nugget in it. I'm not a sauce guy. I just like eating food straight on.
Really?
I don't use sauces.
I'm a moderate sauce guy. It's like a 50-50.
The only reason I use sauces is because we had so many sauces. You know.
Right.
So I'm trying it out and I'm like,
Wasteful.
This is like mayo and like honey mustard together.
I think that's exactly what it is.
I'm pretty sure
Which
it
one?
is.
The Polynesian?
Hmm?
The Polynesian or the regular sauce?
They're Chick-fil-A sauce.
I'm pretty sure it's a honey mustard barbecue.
Is it?
It
It had like a mayo-y taste.
I think I'm almost 100% sure that it's a barbecue honey mustard combination.
You can look it up while I'm finishing the story. So, you know, I'm eating, I'm like, every single chicken, I'm like going in there, I'm like, what the fuck is this taste? And I look at my dad, who has a Chick-fil-A sauce open. Because he's trying it too. I look at my dad. He looks at me. We lock eyes. He says, Chick-fil-A sauce it's okay. And I'm like, it's kind of a little mayo-y, isn't it? And he's like, I was thinking the same thing. And he's like, what's in mayo? I bet it's in this. And so my stepmom has to go and walk over and grab our jar of mayonnaise and start reading off the ingredients. And we start going ingredient by ingredient on this Chick-fil-A sauce. Every single one of them is there. My dad's like, I don't know about this. And it's funny because actually at the beginning of the dinner, he looked at it. He was like, it's too light for me. And it's yellow. Chick-fil-A sauce is like yellow.
Right.
Even then, he was just like, I'm not sure about this one.
Need something a little darker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I just found an article.
What's it say?
It's hard to believe that the fast food chain once had no dipping sauces at all. It wasn't until Chick-fil-A operator Hugh Fleming introduced his personal honey mustard recipe into the Virginia location he ran that customers could dip their food. One day, an employee accidentally mixed barbecue sauce into the honey mustard, and it became the special sauce we know today.
Oh.
So there you have it. It is just barbecue honey mustard.
Oh. Well.
Which you can also just buy. Like, you don't have to buy Chick-fil-A sauce in those bottles. You can just buy honey mustard barbecue sauce.
Oh.
In big bottles. Like, it's... Spread the news.
This isn't a conspiracy.
They're trying to repress our knowledge
Get
of
your
the honey mustard barbecue
Get your tinfoil
sauces.
hats on.
Get the press.
Yeah.
Wake up, sheeple. Wake up.
I just... Ugh. You wanted to hear about Lego Lord of the Rings, didn't you? Okay.
Yeah, I was just about to ask how, because you started Lego Lord of the Rings very shortly. You played like 1 or 2 levels, and then you stopped. But I've seen you playing it again.
So I've been picking it up here and there. There's a whole reason I've decided to start playing it again, and it's because I didn't get bored of Yakuza. I just realized I maybe have been playing too much of Yakuza. I'll get to that in a second. But Lego Lord of the Rings, I am 4 levels away from beating the game right now. Right. And it's alright. I mean, I've only been doing the levels, so it's like I want to get past the story of the game first before I do anything else. That's kind of always how I do it. So right now, that's kind of what I'm stuck in, and I'm kind of playing the game out of boredness more than wanting to play it. Like, you know how I was like making myself play these games, right? But I took a break from that. I took a break from just playing Lego games, because of the Steam sale. So now it's just like, oh, I'm bored. Oh, let me play some Lego games. Get farther in these. You know, I don't want to get invested in Yakuza. And I either want to play the other one that I'm on now, or I want to go back to the other 2 that I've already beaten. And I want 100% them, but the issue with that is that they're humongous. But so far, what I've played of Lego Lord of the Rings, it is pretty fun. Right? There isn't any blatant issues like there have been with a lot of Lego games. It's a lot of fun. You know?
Good.
It ain't no Indiana Jones 2, I can tell you that, okay?
That's good to hear. That's really good to hear.
You know, it's funny because when I was watching a video, I watched a tier list of all the Lego games a few weeks ago, and I brought it up to you. I remember seeing a comment on there that was saying, like, Lego Indiana Jones 2 is so underrated. I disliked that comment, and I left that page. It was such a bad game.
Send you into such a hysteric that you just had to leave.
Yeah. Okay, Yakuza games.
Yes.
So as we all know from last episode, Ethan helped me buy 3 more of them.
Yep.
And when I say, Ethan, it was the best investment. They are so good. They are fucking amazing. I currently own Yakuza 0 to 5. Basically, every game that isn't the 2 newest ones. And basically, you just play as a guy in the Japanese mafia.
Yeah.
And the game is both a serious... It's a very serious story of love and hate and death and war, you know? But at the same time, it's the fucking goofiest game I've probably ever played.
I have seen some clips of just like men in diapers in a nursery trying to beat up like the mafia man.
Yeah. So you play as Kazuma Kiryu. Kiryu? I don't know how to say his last name. But Kiryu? I don't know. Kazuma. Okay. And basically in the prequel of the game, the whole point is that you beat up this guy in this place called the Empty Lot. Oh, spoilers, probably for the first 2 games. So in the first one, in the prequel of the game, Yakuza 0, you beat up this guy in this thing that's called the Empty Lot, which is basically an area where the mafia doesn't own it, but no one can find the owner. And you end up going to the bar and you realize that someone shot the guy you just beat up. And so it made it look like you just killed the guy.
Oh.
And so the entire story is that you're trying to, clear your name from this murder.
Oh.
You leave the Yakuza after beating up an entire clan, or an entire family.
Oh.
I mean, my character really is just the most powerful man alive. It blows my mind sometimes why people face him. He beat up an entire family by himself.
Okay.
It's like a subdivision. So there's basically like there's the
Right.
Toho clan, and then they're split up into leaders, and there's like maybe like 20 of them, right? And then each leader will hold a certain part of Japan, or a certain city, or a certain section. And then they split up into different families.
Uh-huh.
Right? So basically, it's not this, but think of like a pyramid scheme. How it's like, one person's at the top and they just kind of grow as you go down.
Right. Okay.
That's what it is. But it's not a pyramid scheme. It's a mafia.
This is mafia.
So basically, you just beat up an entire family. Right, but you beat up the family of a high ranking, like the guy that's right under the top guy. Like you beat one of the commander's families. It's like huge.
Right.
And so you leave the Yakuza, you go and join this other real estate business. And
real estate?
You go into real estate, and the whole like gimmick of the game is that you're in real estate, but they don't do normal real estate things. They're more Yakuza than not, right? And then later in the game, you get to do real estate mini games. You get to own everything, and you get to beat up a nerd with a computer just for like 10% of land. It's like really interesting. And basically, you're going through all this, and you end up clearing your name after you figure out something, right? And so you don't go to jail. And then you get to rejoin the Yakuza. But there's actually a second character that named Goro Majima. Now, Majima was in the Yakuza, but then was exiled because like his oath brother like he basically left his oath brother because of a leader told him to, but he was like so against it that he fought back, and so he was like tortured for years, and he lost an eye or whatever. So now he's trying to come back into the family by simply doing whatever civilian task he can, so that he can come back. And so as him, you have to kill this blind girl.
Oh.
And then you basically are like, man, I don't want to kill this blind girl, and so you save her life.
Okay.
And that turns out, again, spoilers. Skip ahead if you don't want this. Skip ahead like a while, probably. You find out that's the owner of the empty lot.
What?
So then these two characters' stories combine together to make this big story. And the funniest thing is they never actually meet until the very end of the game, even though Goro Majima knows who Kiryu is. Because he's trying to find him so that he can basically beat him up so he can take his blind girl back, because the blind girl is the owner of the empty lot, so then Kiryu basically has to take her and make sure that the empty lot doesn't go in the Toho clan's hands, so that basically so that he doesn't get filed for murder. It's like it's a crazy story. It's a crazy story. I'm stupid. I'm really bad at explaining things, but just know it's a crazy story. And the funniest thing is that the whole plot of the game was to get out of a crime you didn't do. Right? Now,
Right.
I beat that game. Now I'm on Yakuza 1. The game's broke up into chapters. They all are. So in Chapter 1, it takes place, I think, like 10 years after Yakuza 0. Right? Mind you, this is technically the first game in the installation. I mean, this is the remastered version. It's called Yakuza Kiwami, which is like Yakuza Extreme or whatever. So it's a remastered version, so it all like connects well. But this is like the first game. So in the first chapter, guess what happens? You're framed for murder.
Wow.
And then you go to jail for 10. You go to jail for like it was 10 years. And then you're like, then what the fuck was the point? Why did I do all that work in Yakuza 0 to then get framed for a different murder?
Wait, so it's the same character too?
Same character.
Can't catch a break.
Yeah, but the thing is, you were framed for the murder of that family's leader. But the thing is, the person who did the murder was your oath brother.
No.
Yeah. His name is Nishikima.
Okay.
And basically, in the 10 years between the time that he killed the leader, and then we took the fall for it so he could get away, he becomes one of the nastiest Yakuza bosses around. And then we have to beat him up, and then he blows himself up at the end of the game.
Jeez.
Yeah. And the thing is, because I played Yakuza 0, I know who this character is. So I've grown, like, an emotional attachment to this guy. And so now I'm just like, no, that's what the hell? This guy, no. And now I'm on Yakuza 0, Yakuza 2. And after playing the past two games, everyone's dead. Basically, except for my character.
Right.
And Majima. Majima's alive.
They're chilling. They're vibing.
Yeah. Oh, I guess also in Yakuza 1, you don't get to play as Majima, but there's a thing called Majima Everywhere, or Goro Everywhere. I don't remember what it's called. Basically, he just appears, and he was like, I want to fight you. And you're like, I don't want to fight you. And he's like, I don't care. And then you just fucking beat him up. Every single time. I had to beat him up like fucking 50 times. But the thing is, he gets more and more interesting with it. He doesn't... So first off, he just starts off like running up to you and be like, I want to fight you.
Uh-huh.
First, one of the times he's like, he dresses up as a police officer. He's like, I have to search you for weapons, sir. He finds a weapon on you. He fights you. Another time, he dresses up as a girl at like a booby club, basically. And so then we have to go to that booby club, and do a whole mini game based on like how it's called a cabaret club, and you basically do a whole mini game like you would with a normal girl, whereas basically you're just like trying to flirt with her, trying to get to know her, so that eventually you could take her out on a date.
Oh.
Well, you're just doing that with Goro Majima dressed up as a woman. And he's just
Is it obvious?
very. you can see his because the Yakuza have back tattoos,
Oh yeah.
right? So you can obviously see it, and you see his eye patch, obviously.
He has an eye patch.
Yes.
Oh.
Hold on, I'll send you a picture of Majima. He's my favorite character because he really is incredible. He's so cool. He really is. Hold on, I'm gonna give you one image of him normally, and then I'll give you one of him as a woman, if it would like to show up. Because for some reason my internet decided to just be slow. And it's the funniest thing. And you're playing through this game, and you already know that's a little goofy, right?
Yes.
And so you're just playing through it, and you see him, and you're just like, Majima. This dude. And then when you obviously have the story, but then there's other things you can do. Like, for example, you can go and play blackjack or poker. You can go play Mahjong. Mahjong, sorry. But not like the one we think of. The bottom one is what he normally looks like. The top one is the female version.
It's not even... Oh no. It's so painfully obvious.
Well, that's the point.
Yeah, I know, but it's so funny.
Yeah. And he's my favorite character. He's just fucking goofy, and I love it. And you basically can run around and do a whole bunch of side stuff, and there's a whole bunch of, like, random side quests that you can do. Like, for example, I've seen side quests where basically you help a dominatrix get better at her job.
Oh.
Or you become a random producer and have to deal with bootleg Michael Jackson and Steven Spielberg. Not a joke. Their names are Miracle Jackson and like Steven Schmemberg or something, and it's like so goofy.
Not really trying to hide it.
No, I love these games. So now I'm on the second one. And it takes, because these first two games have the same engine.
Right.
But the Yakuza 2 Kiwami 2 is based on the Yakuza 6 the Yakuza Like a Dragon engine, which is the most recent one. So it looks the best. But it plays so much differently than the other two, like XP wise. And the games, while all similar, all have very distinct differences that make them kind of each their own. For example, in the prequel, you would upgrade yourself with money. In the first game, you'd upgrade yourself with XP points that you'd get from just beating guys up. And in this new one, there's 5 different types of points you get. Like basically red, blue, yellow, purple, and green.
Mm.
And you get these points from either beating people up, eating food, or just doing random tasks. And then they upgrade you. And it's like every single time there's a whole new system you have to work around. But it's so interesting. And so after I beat this, I'll be on the 3 that you helped me buy. And these are just like remasters of older ones, rather than just like being remakes or just a prequel. So these are technically the oldest ones I'll be able to play, and I'm really interested to see how these games are going to be. I'm sure hilarious, but I'm really interested, and they're so fucking fun. It's good. Now it's your turn to talk. I've talked for 44 minutes.
Alright, well, let me talk about my crazy coworker.
Love it.
She's paranoid about me.
Why?
It's reached a whole new level. I'm not a petty person whatsoever, I'll remember stuff just because it's funny or how wild or outlandish it was.
I'm well
but I
aware.
won't like hold a grudge.
Right.
But apparently, she's the kind of person that will, or at least thinks that everyone does against her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I worked a 10-hour shift at Kilby's on Sunday.
Mm.
It's very exhausting, but you know what? Made that cash money, so it all evens out. And like throughout the shift, she's just acting weird towards me. Like there's a lot of us working because it was National Ice Cream Day, so we're all kind of crowded together, and we're, almost or are bumping into each other every now and again, or trying to squeeze into the dipping cabinet to actually get what we need to help out a customer.
Right.
And we have a bench to step on and like lean into the dipping cabinet because it's so deep. And so I didn't realize she was on the bench next to me, and so another coworker got on my left, and so I was like, oh well, I'll just back up. And then I backed up into her because I didn't realize she was there, because she also has no problem with intruding other people's personal space. Like if you have any sort of like bubble, she will immediately, without hesitation, pop it and get right in there. So I bump into her, and I'm just like, oh, my bad, as you do.
Mm.
And she's like overly apologetic and nice. She's like, oh, no, it's okay. Like, that's my fault. I'm so sorry. Like, you don't have to be sorry. And she starts patting me on the back. And I don't say
Weird.
anything, but inside my head, I'm like, don't touch me. Like, what? I don't know. That was odd. I was just like, don't do that. Just don't do that. Like, we both said, oh, my bad. Just leave it at that. Don't start touching me and patting me on the back. Like
Wait.
I'm a...
Ethan.
Yes.
But when I run into you, I basically full on make out with you. What the hell? Am I not allowed to do that anymore?
Well, no, because that's the point. That's why we do that.
Oh, okay.
See, that's not on accident. Bumping into her was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So don't worry about that.
Katie's gonna get a
Keep
real
doing
kick out of that joke. Continue.
It's not a joke. So.
You're right. You're
not,
right. No, you're right.
It's not, though. It's not. We've known each other for a very long time. We're very comfortable with each other.
Very.
It's not a joke.
Quite.
So anyway, I later, so that was just like a small thing, but it's not part of the whole paranoia that she has towards me.
Right.
Although it kind of makes sense knowing that why she would act that way. And so finally it's like real late at night. We've all packed up and we're heading out, and my manager has to stay a little later
Mm.
because she's got to lock things up and like just figure, she's got to manage,
Right.
So I get halfway down that like mile-long driveway, and I realize, oh drat, I've left some things in the freezer. And so I turn around and I go back, and I have to knock on the door and get let in. It scared her because she doesn't like being alone at night.
Mm.
And I get into the freezer, and I'm like, alright, I got my stuff. And so then I start heading back out, right?
Mm.
And I get halfway back down, and I go, I left my water bottle. The one I won at Dave & Buster's. And so I had to whip back around. And for a second time, I scared her by knocking on the door. But this time, we're just like chatting and having a laugh.
Mm.
And she's like, so your coworker, I won't say that name, like, out of nowhere, she even says, she's like, now you didn't hear this from me. Your
Mm.
coworker comes to me and she's like, don't tell Ethan. And already I'm thinking, I'm like,
It's a weird start.
what she's gonna tell me?
Hmm.
And she starts telling me, my boyfriend left his debit card in the machine, and I had to run out and give it to him in the middle of the shift. And I'm sorry, but his parents are very strict, and if they were to find out, he could get in a lot of trouble. So just please don't tell Ethan.
Ethan, what were you gonna do to this girl?
Dude, that's
Oh
the
my
funniest
God.
thing is that hold on, it gets so much funnier. So already I hear this and I'm like laughing about it
Mm-hmm.
because she thinks that she thinks that I'm petty enough to grapple onto that and that I somehow have a direct line of access to his parents to tell them that.
Oh my gosh, Ethan, you were to tell his parents.
Which I dude, I have a name. I don't know if it's his first or last name. That's how little I know about this guy.
Yeah, long.
I've I have seen
Got a
him
long
maybe
search.
5 times in my life. And she thinks that I know his parents and can contact them to snitch on him to get at her. Because I have some sort of imaginary grudge on her. And that I'm willing to go through her loved ones to get at her. Which is insane, right?
Yeah.
It gets crazier. Because then it finds out, right,
Mm.
that she was lying about what was going on. That's the thing. Because the first time, she just disappears, and my boss is like, hey, where did you go? She's like, oh, I had to run out a kitty scoop to the customer because they left it in the store, and I didn't want them to forget it. She's like, well, that's strange, but all right. And so then finally, like, several hours later, when it doesn't matter anymore, she comes clean and says it's about the debit card, which I just told you, right?
Mm.
And my boss is like, well, it doesn't matter now. You still left in the middle of the shift. That's all that mattered,
Mm.
right? It's like, you don't need to tell me that now. But then finally, my boss is like, you know what? I'm going to check the cameras. Because she even asked, she was like, did you just go out there to hang out with your boyfriend? She's like, no, his debit card. Right?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, so finally, like, after everyone's left, she's like, I'm going to check the cameras. And sure enough, Brian, that's exactly what she did. She went out in the middle of the shift to just hang out with her boyfriend. On National Ice Cream Day, when there was constantly a line of like 20 people in the store for hours on end.
Was she fired on the spot?
She'll never get fired. This is Brian, this is the one that talks down to the manager, remember?
Oh
This
my
is the same
God.
one. This is all the stories I've had about my bad coworker. This is still the same one. She will never
Oh
get
my
fired,
God.
right? And so then my boss is like, "All right, I'm gonna confront her." And so then she does. She's like, "Oh well, but me and my boyfriend, you know, we got in an argument. And things have been rough, and I just wanted to go out and talk and make sure that everything was all right between us." Right?
Mm-hmm.
And my boss is like, yeah, that's kind of BS, because everyone's seen you guys just talk for like half an hour straight just the day before National Ice Cream Day, and you guys were doing fine. And then she was like, I swear. My boss was like, alright, whatever, I'm not going to deal with this. Right?
Yeah.
And so that's funny. But then you loop it back in, and it means she was paranoid about a lie that she created towards me. There was no debit card for me to find out about and have a hypothetical grudge to contact his parents about because she lied about that. She just threw my name out there for no reason in a
Ethan,
lie that she created.
come on. Dude, don't break her spirit. Don't break her heart, man.
That's insane, right?
It
Like
is.
like how can you be so paranoid about me that you remember to include not telling me about a lie that you've completely fabricated? But it gets better about this coworker.
I
Brian.
can't wait.
She's basically
Okay.
a pedophile. That settle in? That knowledge settle in for you?
It cut out.
Did it actually?
Yeah. You said it's
Oh.
not it. And I said, okay. And I didn't hear a word past that.
I said
Okay.
she is a pedophile. Basically.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
She is 19. Her boyfriend, who she has been dating for several months now, just turned 17.
How long has they been dating?
Multiple months. I would say probably before school
Katie.
ended. And he probably turned 17 about like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So a 19-year-old dating a 16-year-old, and they have plans to like go down to Florida in like a beach house alone together. Like,
Here,
and she doesn't see
Here's the
anything wrong with
situation.
it. Right.
It's like a Call Me Carson situation, but
I know.
it's
It's-
not because
it's
she's
worse,
obviously she's
though.
not famous. How
Because
is
at
it?
least with the Call Me Carson thing, it was like, oh well, he was 17, and she was like, you know, whatever, or like, and then they aged up and whatever, and then, oh no, we're using the, yeah, whatever. But that was a 19-year-old went, yeah, I'm
Mm.
gonna date this 16-year-old. This is the perfect time to start a relationship with a 16-year-old, this actual child that is a sophomore in high school while I am in college.
Crazy.
And it's
wild.
like she doesn't have her driver's license, so her parents, her neighbors, and her boyfriend will drive her to work, to and from work.
Ma-
Her minor boyfriend. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. It doesn't make
Right?
any sense.
It just doesn't make sense. And she doesn't see anything wrong with it. She's like all coy about it. Our boss even asked her. She was like, "What? Like how? What's the age difference?" And she was just like, "Tee." And my boss was like, "Is it like a year and a half? Is it like 2 years?" And she's like, you know, it's like 2 years and some months." And my boss is like, "What? Why?" Like, she just doesn't see anything wrong with it. She's just completely comfortable. If anything goes
Ethan, they
wrong
are
with
in
that
love.
relationship, if anything goes wrong, the dude's parents can just immediately say grooming, and she's going to court. Like, it's over. I just... it doesn't... it's... Brian, I'm 18 right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even, like, feel comfortable with talking... Not even talking, just following people that are, like, sophomores or freshmen right now.
I completely agree. I was like that in
Like, I
junior
d-
year. I was like, I don't even want to. I don't.
Same, it's just, like, I don't... Something about, like... I know myself well enough that I'm not going to go down that road. But
Right.
it's just the concept and idea of it. That it exists, and I could in any way be considered to be going down that road by a bystander that looks at it. And I don't even want to be in that realm of possibility,
Yeah. Agreed.
right? So that's like, maybe that's on the extreme end of the spectrum, or at least a much more conservative look at it. But like, come on, man. That's
It's-
like if we were. That's like if either you or me were dating a 15-year-old right now.
You know what's funny?
What?
That's what a lot of like. That's like the joke when you're in freshman year that all the freshman girls are dating now senior boys.
I know, and it's disgusting.
It's so weird.
It's weird. It is.
I
It's
don't.
just like
I don't get it. I'll never get
child
it.
endangerment.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I have that outlook, and then you have someone older than me with the complete opposite of like, yeah, let's just make a full relationship, and we're gonna spend a, you know, an entire week alone in a building, you know, states away from anybody that knows what the situation is.
And you know what's funny?
What?
I'm an adult.
Yep.
Right? And Katie is 2 weeks away from being an adult.
Uh-huh.
Right. She's 2 weeks away from being 18. Actually, yeah, 2 weeks. We're going away for a week with my family, and they have told me before that they don't even want me, like, just hanging out in the room that she's sleeping in. Like, the there are so many rules based on this vacation.
Uh-huh.
And it's funny using that as a juxtaposition to their
I
relationship.
know.
It's like, oh my god,
It doesn't make sense.
that's crazy.
It doesn't make sense. And again, I've explained to her, like, family situation, how ultra conservative and far right and, like,
Right.
homeschool Christian they are. And they're totally fine with this. they're fine with it too.
I know what you have to do.
What?
Tell them that 16-year-old kid, 17-year-old kid, whatever, he's vaccinated. They'll never talk to him again.
That would absolutely destroy their relationship. I have no doubt.
100%.
That's not even like extrapolating with information. I just know because she has made it plainly clear how much she will not get a vaccine.
Dude,
you know what you have to do. She would not date someone who has one.
You have to be a hero, Ethan.
Dude, I gotta save this kid, dude. He's in danger. Like, it's just creepy.
Yeah. It is.
And anytime I think about her, like, I don't think of her being older than me. Because of the way she acts and behaves and thinks and talks.
But she is.
Like, she is, but I routinely forget that she is. That's the thing. Is that I both consider and sometimes just remember her as being younger than me.
You know, it's crazy.
She's not. What?
I feel like as a 40-year-old, I feel like I won't even give a shit. I look at like a 50-year-old and be like, damn.
Yeah, exactly. That's fine.
Like
that's because you're like, you are matured. You are done physically developing, especially with your brain, right?
I'm not saying in like a relationship way. I'm saying like just looking at like age-wise, it's like, yeah, we're 10 years difference, but like we're not really all that separated.
Right.
I feel like at a younger age, you're all just like, man, 16, 17, 18, 15, they're all so different. But they're not. Like, I mean, I was thinking about this at work yesterday. I was like, a 40-year-old and a 30-year-old could hang out, and they literally could fucking jam out to whatever. They wouldn't care.
Yeah, no,
in the relationship, obviously, it makes sense that this is a worry, but just like normal.
I know what you mean. It's like it's got a mix of like yes and no's, because when you look at it like that, when you're very young, you haven't lived much life, and so when you're comparing it, every second matters basically.
Right.
But you know, if you're 37 hanging out with a 41-year-old, it's like, well, you've lived so much life that an extra 4 years isn't going to matter that much. But if you're 12, an extra 4 years to a 16-year-old are radically different.
Well, I think I heard this really great metaphor one time, where it's like age is like a pack of lions. Basically, you're in a safari, your car breaks down, right? You see one lion. Okay, and you're like, damn, that's a lion. Right, now I'm fucked. Well, then you're like, okay, maybe I can escape. Then a second lion appears. You're like, now there's double the lions. Holy shit. Right, now I'm extra fucked. But, let's say you're in a safari and you break down, and now there's 50 lions. What's it gonna matter if there's a 51st lion?
Right. Exactly. That's like what I'm trying to.
Right. I don't know where I heard that, but I've heard it before. And I thought that was such an interesting way to talk about it.
But I do think that there is also, like, even between an 18-year-old and a 15-year-old, that like.
Yeah, that's drastically different. Like that's.
It is. Like there's a lot, like, number-wise. Like again, like a 40-year-old and a 37-year-old or whatever, that's like exactly the same.
Right.
But a 15-year-old and 18-year-old, that is like radically different in maturity, like mentally and physically.
Yeah.
And just like the exposure to different worldviews and whatnot.
For sure.
So that's why it's so scary, because she has none of that. She's
homeschooled.
Yeah.
I mean, really, when you see someone that crazy, if you just say that they're homeschooled, there is no other explanation, because it's just like, yeah.
I know some homeschoolers that are normal, but that's because they were like, their homeschooling was being in groups and out and about in like different places. Like they weren't at home 24/7.
Right.
Right? Those are the normal ones, because they're still being exposed to different people and places. That's okay. If you do homeschooling right, it's fine. But a lot of people don't do it right. They take the home part very literally.
Very.
But yeah, that's my crazy coworker. I was thinking of something else, but I lost the thought.
Okay. Well, I think I have a great last topic.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So, as I said 2 weeks ago, I decided to start Twitch streaming, and I said it was a whole, like, basically a breath of fresh air. Right? And
Right.
so I've streamed in total, I think it was like 38 hours in total in the past 30 days or something.
Quite a few.
Yeah. Yeah. And I started off, when I first started streaming, I had 10 followers. The reason I had those 10 followers are just like either people seeing my Twitch account that was linked to my YouTube or following, or just like friends of mine that I'm like, oh yeah, I have a Twitch. It's not like I stream on it, but I'm just like, yeah, I have one. And then they follow it. So I have like 10 of those. Right? So I've been streaming. Maybe not daily, but you know, some days I do it every day. Other days I like to take a few days off. Whatever. Well, in that time, not only have I grown from, nobody watching me to a consistent, like, 6 viewers every night, consistently average. I've also doubled my follower count, and like I have 56 unique people who happen to have just stumbled upon my stream. And when I tell you, it is the most satisfying, beautiful thing I've ever seen. It really is. Yeah, I've been doing YouTube for 5 years, whatever. But the satisfaction that I get from YouTube was never. It's never been the same. The satisfaction I get from YouTube is basically when I upload something and seeing big numbers. Right. But that's kind of it. No one comments on my videos. It's very rare that someone will comment. Right? Yeah, I see a like. Okay, that's cool. But I put, an hour into a video. I upload it. I just wait for that thing to say 12, and then I'm done. And then do the next video. Well, with streaming, there's something so satisfying about being able to play live. Not only am I playing this game live, I'm basically creating an entire show here. Like, I have a way to start and end the stream. I start the stream by playing some upbeat jazz, either in either copyright free or in a video game. Obviously that you can still get DMCA'd. So I do that, and I have a rotating banana GIF on my screen. And I literally let that play for like 3-4 minutes as I explain what's happening on today's show. And then I do it for 4 hours. And then I end the stream, basically say what I'll do next stream. It's just a good send-off. And the greatest thing is that it doesn't matter to me sometimes how high that view count get. Yeah, it's lovely when it gets high. The highest I've ever gotten was 9 viewers at a time, which is amazing to me. But it's being able to talk to these people live. I love talking to people live. It's the same reason why I love doing this podcast. I love talking.
We're just hanging out, having a little chat.
Exactly. And so basically, in this stream, I'm just playing Mario Galaxy 2, hanging out with these people that just decide to watch. And no matter how hard or easy whatever I'm doing is, it's so satisfying to sit there and be able to express myself live and talk to these people like, all that's happening. And then every time I see a new face, I individually greet them. Fucking frat boy 6969, welcome to the stream. Haven't seen you around. How you doing? Hey, with that. And then, they decided to follow. So then my follower alert happens, which is literally a spinning banana GIF that says, frat boy 6969 has joined the banana bunch, as it says, ooh, banana. And I'm like, oh, thank you, frat boy, for joining the banana bunch. It's awesome to have you. And that is the entire thing. I was actually going to stream after today's podcast. It's just because I've been doing it every night for the past like 3-4 nights.
Uh-huh.
And the satisfaction I get from it, like, it makes me so happy. I don't even know how to explain it. I don't know. It's crazy.
Look, when a fella joins the Banana Bunch, that's all the satisfaction you need.
I'm not even joking. That's literally what I call my followers. If you go to my Twitch account right now, my channel is banana themed. The only thing that's not banana themed is my profile picture, which is the same as my YouTube channel. But both my background and my offline screen are it's just bananas.
What's your thing on?
Just go to my YouTube channel and then you can go to a link.
Oh,
Yeah.
I suppose I could do that.
That'll make it really easy. Don't you not have a Twitch?
I do not. Nope.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You should just be able to go to my channel. Yeah, it has a little thing called Twitch.
In the
A
bow.
little box has it right there. And then, because I haven't been recording. I've been uploading just VODs recently, and I was planning on, hopefully, if I had the energy to do it, to compile this just hours and hours of content, and I was gonna edit it. I was gonna make it like a thing. But I decided to upload the VODs first, and then once I get my footing with this, I was gonna probably do that.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know. I feel like this is like a new step, like a new era of whatever I'm doing. And while it is the same thing, obviously, that I've been doing for 5 years, it's different because it's a different way of recording. I'm not this upbeat, like, super jolly guy like I am in the videos. I'm just me.
Right.
You know?
Speedrunning God 6 days ago.
Yes. That was, I think
Mario
it was,
Sunshine.
yeah. See, that one was a little iffy. It was Super Mario Galaxy 2 where I feel like I've really started to put my footing in. And all I'm doing is playing the game. And since I started Super Mario Galaxy 2, I've gained like 6 followers. And the funniest thing is that every night I check the category of Super Mario Galaxy 2 to see how popular it is, because no one's playing the game. Right? I don't see people playing Mario Galaxy 2. So I'm like, I click on it, and for the first 2 nights, I was the only Super Mario Galaxy 2 streamer on all of Twitch.
You set the trend.
And then at the end of the night, there would be more people that show up. And so it would be the joke, like, oh man, that's why I'm the only Super Mario Galaxy 2 streamer around, baby. No one can top me. And I remember I named the third stream, yesterday's stream, the only Super Mario Galaxy 2 streamer. And I remember people came in to tell me that I'm wrong about my title, and then they ended up following. And I'm like, dude, look, listen. I had to explain the joke, but it's funny because at the end of the night, I was the only Super Mario Galaxy 2 streamer. And the whole thing just like works out because I think a lot of my humor doesn't work edited. It just has to happen.
It's
You
a very
know?
natural process, yeah.
Right. And I'm sure that if I worked up to work myself around a more edited method of comedy, I feel like I would do well. But live streaming is my forte. I mean, I just get random laughs because, like, that's my shit. Just stupid little jokes here and there that I love making people to get little chuckles.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I have to first find my footing before I can just like edit these videos and try to upload them like that. And it's incredible. There is one issue though. There's one issue that stops me from being the best streamer I can be.
Oh, yeah?
My fucking internet.
Oh, yeah. You have the worst internet. I totally forgot. You have, like, a set bandwidth, too.
Actually, you know what's funny? That was at the beginning of this year. I told you that. I haven't heard anything about that since. So I think they decided not to do that because it was such a large uproar for Xfinity.
Makes sense.
But no, my internet sucks fucking balls. And because it's purely an internet-based thing, it sucks. And I can actually directly monitor my internet on OBS, because in the right corner there's this little box where, if it's good, it's green, if it's bad, it's red. And it shows you your kilobytes per second that you're uploading. And normally you want to be in that 2,000 to 3,000 range. That's pretty average, honestly, so you want to be in that range. If it dips below that, your stream lags. And I've had nights where my internet has been perfect. Just like 4 or 5 hours of just perfect, beautiful internet. I've had other nights where I couldn't even stream 2 hours, and it would just lag every few minutes. And I'm just like, oh my god. Oh. The worst is when you've had such a great stream for like 4 hours, and then that last hour it just decides to shit on you, and it's just like, fuck me. Why now? But inevitably,
A struggle.
I'll just turn that into an emote.
What are you gonna? How are you gonna turn that into an emote?
How am I gonna turn it into an emote? I don't know, but I'm gonna figure it out. Look, I'm a great. I mean, yeah, not all my thumbnails are masterpieces, but I do have some pretty good fucking graphic design work.
Hey, fair enough.
So I'm sure I'll figure it out.
I'll trust you. I'll trust you on this one to
And-
figure it out, to see it through.
And once I hit 50 viewers, I should be able to get subscribers. Or 50 followers. I should be able to get subscribers. Or I think sponsored content. And then, after that, if I get an average of 75 viewers at a time, I could be a Twitch affiliate. And if I work my way up, it could be a job.
Oh.
And that would be an incredible thing. I do it as I want to preface that I always say that to people, but a big thing for me is that this is still just a hobby. I still have a huge plan ahead of me to go to college and become a mechanical engineer, and find my footing in that. Trying to work out mechanical engineering. I love math and design. Like, that's where I want to go. However, this hobby is also just an incredible opportunity. If it ends up working out, I will be taking this any chance I get.
Oh yeah, no, you absolutely should if it does work out.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
And it's not like I'm just randomly starting to do it now. I've been on the internet for 5 years. I've been doing stuff for the internet for 5 years. I mean, that's a fourth of my life I've dedicated just to uploading stupid fucking gaming videos.
I'm a gamer.
I know I don't do anything interesting or out of the ordinary. It's a lot of the time the people that follow me for my personality. But I'm not going to sit here and tell people that I haven't worked my ass off to hopefully get some type of following. I've been doing it forever. Yeah, I do it as a hobby, but it's nice to see that. It's nice to see a community
nice to
grow.
get that recognition. Yeah.
Right. And it helps bring that motivation to keep wanting to do it. It's the same reason that every year and a half or so for YouTube, I just get burnt out, and I stop wanting to record, because it's just like I'm not going anywhere with this. Like, should I stop? And it doesn't help that like my mental state sometimes doesn't motivate me. So without results, I have a hard time. I'm a very result-oriented person, so without that, it's just like, is there even a point? And there is. And it's actually because God is a Twitch streamer himself. And when you die, the more followers you have, the more likely
the
he'll
closer you get to him.
The more clout you've obtained. When people talk about clout, it's actually a currency up in heaven.
Right.
You can buy your way into a better afterlife, basically. So, yeah, that's basically what I'm working with.
Fair enough.
You
gotta get that clout currency.
Gotta get that clout.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
The drip, the bag, it doesn't matter. It's about the clout.
You're right on the money.
Ding, ding, ding.
Well, I don't know about you, Ethan, But I think that's a pretty good place to end the episode, especially because for past 2 episodes we haven't had an actual ending. We've just kind of ended.
Yeah, but it was funny.
Both times were pretty funny.
Yes.
I agree. But I think it's a pretty good time to end.
Yeah.
Hope you guys
Sounds good
enjoyed.
to me.
Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next Friday, and then not the Friday after that, because I have a vacation. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time, or whenever I upload a normal video, or podcast. So, I love you guys. We will see you guys later.
See you guys.